It's time for USL League One After Dark in the Antelope Valley, where AV Alta looks to knock another club from the ranks of the unbeaten. It's the new kids on the block hosting Chattanooga Red Wolves here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium. We say hello and welcome here from Lancaster. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. It was a historic night in front of a capacity crowd at Lancaster Municipal Stadium a week ago, knocking off previously unbeaten Westchester SC in front of the 11th largest crowd in USL League One history. And Alta got off to a flying start. Emmanuel Alaribe opening the scoring in the 9th minute and sending Alta in front. This was a lovely cross from Kaloyan Pelivanov. And from there, the floodgates just continued to open throughout the first half for AV Alta. In the 27th minute, Jimmy Villalobos registering the goal of the week to double the advantage, and that was enough to power Alta to victory despite being without the services of their head man, Brian Claben. His assistant, Vanny Clark, stepping in and leading them to victory. And the standout man of that match, Emmanuel Alaribe, is our player to watch tonight. Enters tonight with goals in his last 2 matches, including that 9th minute opener last week. When talking to Brian Claben, he says he's still in the adaptation process, but brings the potential to be a complete forward in front of goal. On the other side of things, for Chattanooga Red Wolves, this is a squad that lost 75% of its goal scoring in league play from a season ago. They've added a bevy of new contributors, including these 7 who have all featured prominently. But Scott McKenzie says they bought into his desired identity of being a gritty side, a hard-nosed side, and he says, maybe I found lightning in a bottle with this group. They have opened the year 5 matches unbeaten in all comps, still looking for that first victory, though, in regulation. A big man who's contributed to this culture shift has been Matt Bentley. You see the 3 goals in his first 5 matches. That doesn't tell the full story, though. According to Scott McKenzie, he's also very industrious, willing to press, willing to run in behind. He is a handful for any opposing defense to cope with. We are just about set for kickoff in front of yet another raucous crowd in Lancaster. It's the first ever meeting between AV Alta FC and Chattanooga Red Wolves. Lineups and kickoff next on ESPN+.
Insurance companies are not your friend. In fact, their sole job is to make certain you get as little as possible at a time when you need it the most. At the Paris Law Firm, we have a long track record of forcing insurance companies to pay you every penny that you're owed. If you've been hurt in a crash, call us at the Paris Law Firm so we can help you in your time of need.
At Edwards Federal Credit Union, we're proud to be the only financial institution born and raised right here in the Antelope Valley. That means we know what our community needs because we are the community. Whether you're buying a home, starting a business, or planning for your future, we've got you covered with the products and services tailored to your needs. From everyday banking to life's biggest milestones, we're here for you every step of the way. Edwards Federal Credit Union, everything you need right here at home.
When it comes to healthcare, you want all aspects of your care to connect and to work in harmony. Introducing Southwest Healthcare, a comprehensive network of care working together to serve you and your loved ones. Palmdale Regional Medical Center is proud to be a part of this new, expanded system. Our goal is to provide high-quality healthcare services that benefit you, your family, and our entire community. Experience health in harmony today with the new Southwest Healthcare.
We are back here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium, where we are just about set for yet another home match in front of a packed crowd for AV Alta as they take on Chattanooga Red Wolves in the first ever meeting between these 2 clubs. It's now time to take a look at the starting 11s for both teams, presented by Visit Palmdale. For AV Alta FC, the notable absence, no Alexis Cerritos. Mabumu Alassane also returning to the fray after being suspended with a red card. He's at right back today. Meanwhile, Osvaldo Ley slots in that center defensive mid role as that pivot man for AV Alta. On the other side for Chattanooga Red Wolves, they're also adjusting their formation. Played 3 at the back last week. It's listed as a 4-back tonight. Zaire Vasquez and Matt Bentley start together in league play for the first time. Bentley looking to build on that late equalizer against Tormenta to salvage a point at home. He is the danger man up front. Also keep your eye on the dual pivots in the heart of midfield, Michael Knapp and Walefi. We are just about set for kickoff between Chattanooga Red Wolves and AV Alta. The visitors in their white kits with the red stripe across. The home side in the Joshua green kits. They'll be going right to left on your screen. We'll be Chattanooga to get us underway. First ever meeting between Chattanooga Red Wolves and AV Alta FC is underway in this late night clash in USL League One. We thank you for joining us. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. It's an AV Alta side looking to build on its first ever USL League One victory a week ago. They have home field behind them, but they take on a Chattanooga squad that has proven tough to beat despite struggling to notch 3 points themselves. It is an early throw for Chattanooga. Brian Clayman said he expects there to be a number of set-piece wrinkles. Here is the long throw. Comes back to Omar Hernandez, one of the top scorers on this Red Wolves side. He'll be one of the men to watch up front for Chattanooga tonight. Yet another long throw. Declan Waters tussling for it. Finally will come loose for AV Alta. When talking to Brian Clayman this week, he's emphasized the need for this side to gel. He's touched on his style, inspired by Marcelo Bielsa. It's direct, it's possession-oriented. This is a team that wants to score a lot of goals, flash a lot of flair as well. But he says as of now, we're in a position where we can only really impose our will on matches for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm hoping to get to the point where it can be between 25 and 30 minutes consistently. He feels as the year progresses, this new look squad will do just that, and there were flashes of that potential last week, especially in the opening half hour against Westchester. Jason Smith is forced off his line for Chattanooga. And here's Walefi, the captain. Looking through, Vasquez is through on goal, still loose, it's not dealt with by Aviles. Man down in the box and an immediate point to the spot. Aviles caught in no man's land and he pays the price. A loose tackle on Bentley and an early chance from 12 yards for Chattanooga. Well, this is loose defending. Polivanov loses Vasquez, and then Aviles is just caught in the middle of nowhere. Leaves that boot dangling. Got a lot more of Bentley's legs than the ball. And AV Alta with an early test to face. It is Matt Bentley who stands over this. He scored the late equalizer from the spot just a week ago against South Georgia Tormenta, as you see Carlos Aviles in the book for that challenge. Aviles did stop a penalty a few weeks back against Richmond Kickers. Something has to give here. Well, it appears it's a prolonged process, and Bentley can let the jeer seep in for a bit longer. Bentley against Aviles. Bentley converts, and the visitors lead early on. Aviles paying the price for his costly challenge. It's a 4th in all comps for Matt Bentley. Well, inside 5 minutes, Chattanooga in front, and it all starts because Polivanov loses Vasquez, and then Aviles forced off his line. It's a loose challenge on Bentley, who calmly slots it into the bottom right. And just like that, the visitors in front. Well, that has to infuriate you if you're Brian Claiborne. A side that flashed so much promise in its first clean sheet of the campaign last week. Immediately caught out, put in an awkward situation. They deal with it, frankly, in subpar fashion. And now they find themselves having to chase here against a Chattanooga side that wants to be more defensive oriented this season. Some may say they've played into Chattanooga's hands in these opening 5 minutes. Set piece here for AV Alta. It is Jerry Desdune to take. Always dangerous in these scenarios. It's been a chippy one early on, and you just see our lead official trying to get a grip on this. Already blowing for an early penalty, and now some infighting on the edge of the area. It's a high arcing ball from Desdune. Smith does not claim it. And perhaps fortunate that that went out of play rather harmlessly. Well, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into Lancaster Municipal Stadium, now a soccer-specific stadium, just about 40 miles outside the greater Los Angeles area. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action tonight. It is Chattanooga Red Wolves, which leads AV Alta FC 1-0. Matthew Bentley opening the scoring from the spot just 2 minutes ago. And AV Alta having to play catch-up just a week after they got off to that flying start against Westchester SC for their first ever league victory. It's a Chattanooga side that, despite entering tonight unbeaten in 5 matches across all competitions, they've not won a match inside 90 minutes. The only victories came via penalty shootouts in the US Open Cup. Here's Alassane. The surge forward from Harrison Robledo. Desdune has numbers in the box. High arcing ball towards Cruz. Didn't contact it cleanly, and the frustration foul after the fact. There is your look at Jason Smith, the 21-year-old keeper between the sticks for Chattanooga Red Wolves. One of the many additions that have been of note for Chattanooga this season. And it's an interesting scenario because it's himself and Ricardo Jerez, the experienced former Guatemala #1. But when talking to Scott McKenzie, he says Jason Smith is the undisputed #1. He's someone I worked with during my time at Park City Red Wolves. We brought him in with the selling point that you will be our number one. I'm willing to live through some of the mistakes that come by a younger keeper. He's one of the many players that he feels fits the culture of this club very well, and while there have been early season ups and downs, he is someone with tremendous potential and an ability to navigate to the next level. As Alaribe is slow to get up after that coming together. It's a 50-50 challenge. Chattanooga is known for its ferocity in duels. And you just see Eric Kinsner clatter into Alaribe there. Nobody too worse for wear. Early on, you get the sense this could be a contentious one. When you talk to Chattanooga, and Scott McKenzie in particular, he emphasizes duels are one of the biggest stats I look at. This team has to be gritty, it has to win the ball, it has to be defensively solid. That's the way they've adjusted to losing their top 3 scorers from a season ago, who, by the way, the club opted not to bring back to better cater to Scott McKenzie's style. It's a high ball in. And then falls to Robledo. On the other side of things, when you talk to Brian Claben, he recognized this would be a hard-fought physical affair. Said it is about being able to contend with that without it really dominating the match. And we still need to be able to build up seamlessly and play this free-flowing brand of football I want to play. So far, though, falling behind 1-0 and now finding yourself in this thicket of 50-50s. Just wonder if Chattanooga's happier with the pace of play thus far. Here's Walmer Martinez. Alaribe flicking it behind. It's clever to Cruz. Back in! What a finish that is! A scintillating team goal for AV Alta, and they're level inside 15. It's Villalobos again. AV Alta 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. It's oddly reminiscent of the goal he scored last week against Westchester, but it comes from the opposite flank. Cruz, the clever ball on the outside of the boot, right into the path of Villalobos, who bashes it bar down. Jimmy Villalobos has another goal of the week contender in his loaded arsenal. And for the 3rd straight match, a goal to his name, as now he receives some attention from the training staff right after the fact. Have some issues with his shoulder. Well, Villalobos in the 12th minute leveling things right up for AV Alta. And another terrific team goal, but now he's getting attention on his shoulder after the fact. He appears content to continue. Temporarily, though, Alta down to 10 after the restart. You just wondered if and when there would be opportunities to play the free-flowing brand of football in a game that is so physical. AV Alta disproving any concern there. So they'll come back to this earlier challenge. Both men down on either side of the aisle. Michael Knapp is one of the men parked on the pitch for Chattanooga. Seems just a bit slow to get to his feet. On the other side of things, Mabumu Alassane clattered into him head first. He definitely came off worse for wear. Yellow card is shown to Alassane, of all people. So the man who was dealt the brunt of the challenge is the player penalized. Well, we've hit the quarter of an hour threshold, and what an eventful start it has been. In front of another capacity crowd here in Lancaster. Bentley opening the scoring in the 4th minute from the penalty spot. Villalobos responding with a sensational bar down tally just moments ago. And just beyond the 15-minute mark, we've had more key moments than we can count. Another set piece for Alta to cope with. Brian Claben says, maybe Chattanooga in particular, when you watch their film, the biggest thing that sticks out is their wealth of set piece options and training ground routines that they will trot out. So it's been about preparing for that. It's been a big element of his game plan in the 7 days between matches. Yellow card presented by Paris Law Firm to Mabumu Alassane. Here's the chip effort towards the back stick. And a play for a goal kick. Well, there is the AV Alta man between the sticks, a former Chattanooga Red Wolf in Carlos Aviles. It's his 7th consecutive USL League One campaign and his 3rd all-time in the league in saves. And in the goalkeeping front for AV Alta, it is definitely a more open competition. At least that's the impression I got when I talked to Brian Claben this week. He said it's really nip and tuck. There's no true number 1 between Aviles and the man on the bench tonight, Denzel Smith. He does feel Aviles has just nicked it in the early stages. Obviously, Smith's case not helped by a preseason knock as well as international duty with Trinidad and Tobago in mid-March. Alta striding forward again. Villalobos, the goal scorer. Cruz is hunting the run of Alaribe. And out of play for the match's first corner kick. Well, fans, corner kicks tonight presented by Lancaster Toyota. It is Jerry Desdune to take. Comes short, Martinez. Clattering it off the first line of defense. They're only as far as Robledo. Alassane. He touched on that victory by AV Alta a week ago. 2-0 over Westchester. It was a match in which Alta actually found themselves out of possession for the lion's share of the contest, but I don't think the numbers tell the full story there. They took that early lead inside the half-hour mark, and then Westchester just throwing caution to the wind, trying to get it back. Brian Claben, who watched the match from the press box because he was suspended due to a red card he was issued in the Richmond match, said he thought that it was a strong team display. Was very happy with the game plan and how it was executed. Praised Vanny Clark for his effort on the touchline, and when you're named Coach of the Week in your first ever professional match, that's not too shabby. Brian Claben said that experience for him was difficult because he wanted to be there coaching his side. He loves this group. Feels they've gotten a very skilled technical bunch that is starting to gel. But was pleased with the 90 minutes he witnessed. Ramos laying it off. It's a high arcing ball in. Collected confidently by Aviles. Overcooks it for Desdune. Fans, the USL kicks off Sunday on the CBS Sports Network. The Birmingham Legion will try to derail the fast-starting El Paso Locomotive. April 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. All part of the growing national exposure for USL Championship and USL League One. League One's been on CBS SN a number of occasions since that deal was signed a couple winters back. Say the standout moment for League One fans was the Chandler O'Dwyer 101st minute winner against Forward Madison in the Henny Derby last July. These two teams hoping they can contribute to the ongoing legacy of League One on national TV. Martinez. This is Desdune again. Martinez on the underlap. Significant success on that left flank in the early stages. Martinez. Desdune. He's hunting Alaribe. Clever first touch. It's still loose, and Smith off his line to collect. Just about at the midway point of this first half here from Lancaster Municipal Stadium in Lancaster, California. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action in this first ever clash between AV Alta FC and Chattanooga Red Wolves. Matt Bentley opened the scoring from the spot in the 4th minute. Jimmy Villalobos responding to cap off a sensational team goal 8 minutes later. And that is where we currently sit. It is a sensational atmosphere once again tonight. We mentioned the history off the top. This AV Alta squad attracted the 11th largest crowd in league history. It was over the capacity number. 5,433 in attendance to watch that victory over Westchester. When you look deeper at attendance records throughout this league, it was the 2nd largest crowd by a club in its inaugural league home match. The only club that has surpassed that number is Richmond Kickers back in 2019. And it's a little different because Richmond's been an established club for 3 decades. This is AV Alta's true inaugural season. And tonight, the encore has been pleasant as well. Not too many empty seats in this venue. Chattanooga was looking for Bentley, and the flag was raised on the near side. And when you look at the work done at Lancaster Municipal Stadium to make this transition work, it's been so impressive. This was originally constructed as a minor league baseball park. Team that hosted, or venue that hosted, the Lancaster Jethawks for 24 years before the club folded. And last year, a $17 million renovation process to convert this venue to a soccer-specific stadium. They've built a proper stand in the center of the park, also a standing section as well. That's about 500 seats for the supporters group. Alaribe, this is Desdune. Just ran out of real estate on this near side. They do rule it a corner, though, to the chagrin of the Chattanoogans. It is yet another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick for AV Alta FC. Right in front of the 661. Desdune to take. Within swing. Toward the back post. Kinsner was first to it. Lay. Over to Walmer Martinez, the former Monterey Bay FC man. Mastrantonio, a reigning champion with Union Omaha a season ago. It's a loose touch. Perhaps some numbers for Chattanooga. Break immediately snuffed out by Harrison Robledo. Desdune. Jerry Desdune again, growing in influence as this half wears on. Alaribe. You're beginning to see the AV Alta identity take shape. Bossing possession, starting to probe, find weaknesses in this Chattanooga back line. Remember, this Chattanooga side has not lost a match all season. Entering tonight, just 6 goals allowed in 5 matches across all comps. This is, compared to last year, night and day defensively. Last season, Chattanooga allowed the 2nd most goals in league play. Much different story to begin 2025. You've seen the investment in the back line to make that work, bringing in guys like Kinsner and re-signing Toby John Hope as well. Also adding true defensive-minded wing-backs, the likes of Ramos, who have experience in this league and are willing to buy into that aggressive style. Rapidly approaching the half-hour mark. We're starting to see the home side gain some comfort. Desdune. An errant ball from Alaribe. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Just shy of the half-hour mark here from Lancaster, California. A 1-1 scoreline between AV Alta FC and Chattanooga Red Wolves. But AV Alta starting to look more confident, knocking it about since Villalobos' equalizer 17 minutes ago. Alassane gives chase, and it does go out for yet another AV Alta corner, their third of the night. Fans, this corner is brought to you by Toyota of Lancaster. His third time the charm for AV Alta FC. Walmer Martinez to take. High arcing ball toward Mastrantonio. Robledo. Lay from afar. He was not far off. And at least sent Jason Smith scrambling. Get another look. Nobody closes down Osvaldo Lay. And it is just whiskers wide of that top left corner. Chattanooga playing with fire. I'm sure Scott McKenzie will have words with his group about that interchange. High ball towards Desdune. Ramos was able to intervene. Not able to snuff out the attack though. Still Desdune. John Hope first to it. Martinez. Alassane. Rapidly moving towards the business end of proceedings in this first half. It's been one-way traffic since Chattanooga's opener. Martinez. Through to Desdune. He's left a parting gift after the fact. Now long-range effort. Bounces wide. Alta still twisting the screws. It was an audacious hit, you could say. Robledo putting his laces through it. It never really troubles Smith, does it? Ayambila, one of his first involvements. Lays it back to Ramos in space. Now Zaire Vasquez. Caught between two minds, it seems. And Mobumu Alassane has taken a few whacks in this first half. It appears after coming together with Jordan Ayambila, he is slow to get up. He is very young and very talented. He was one of the players Brian Claben really highlighted as a potential contributor as the year evolves. It's a 50-50 here. Just got tangled up. He's playing right back tonight. Has opened the year as more of a proper holding mid. Someone who began his career in the Benin Premier League in Africa. And he was a key contributor for a Coton FC side that won back-to-back Benin Premier League titles. He's played in the CAF Champions League as well. Inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. And the question is, are there any plot twists before intermission? It has been Alta bossing the run of play outside of a difficult penalty given away in the first 4 minutes. They've had their vice grip on this. Unable to find that second just yet. You see in the corner of your screen in a full suit, Brian Claben. His first year as a professional head coach, but so much experience, especially in Southern California, as a youth coach. Was involved with the LA Galaxy organization, Chivas USA back in the day. He is known for his eye for top talent. And when talking to him, he says, honestly, from the development perspective, it's not as different as you would think on paper. For me, it's just about finding players that can play together and develop their skills. And I'm looking for guys with high level of technical ability. Here's Alaribe, ushering it to Desdoon. Still loose, Villalobos! Oh, that's scintillating! 2 wonder strikes from Villalobos in the first half, and AV Alta leads. So nice, he had to do it twice. It's an errant back pass. Alaribe wise to usher it to Desdoon. And then the rebound falling perfectly for Villalobos, who hits it so sweetly. It looked like perhaps the chance was lost. Not for Villalobos. Pinpoint accuracy, 2-1 AV Alta. You think he's enjoying his football here? 4 goals in the last 3 matches for Jimmy Villalobos. "29 years of age in his immaculate maturity. An all-league midfielder, the goal presented by Snow Orthodontics, beauty with class. Someone who's made his trade in USL League One for quite some time now. His 109th league appearance. As Alaribe is booked to at least temporarily halt the party.
Yellow card has been issued.
But Villalobos, it's his 5th consecutive USL League One campaign. He played for Chattanooga back in the day. Now he comes back to haunt them twice in this first half. As you see the yellow card issued to Alaribe, presented by Paris Law Firm. When talking to Brian Claben in the lead up to this match, he highlighted a change in role for Villalobos. You look at the goal numbers a season ago at Ford Madison. He was on loan from Knoxville at the time. And it was only 3 goals and 3 assists, but it was because Madison was deploying him in a much deeper lying role, as the transgression is issued against Chattanooga and Omar Hernandez for that challenge. But he was played in more of a 6 role, and that's kind of where he's been deployed throughout his time in USL League One. But Brian Claben was optimistic about his ability to surge forward a bit, contribute to the attack a little more. And, well, his goal numbers have benefited considerably. That was the 4th goal he scored in an AV Alta kit in just 6 appearances now. Mastrantonio is getting some degree of attention from the physios. Doesn't appear to be particularly affected. He dons the captain's armband tonight, and at least for the time being is going to receive some attention. Not enough to bring him off the pitch, though. Well, inside the final 5 minutes of this first half, AV Alta has turned the match on its head. A brace from Jimmy Villalobos after Matt Bentley opened the scoring inside 5 minutes. And AV Alta in front would be in line to hand Chattanooga their first loss in all comps this year. Walefi. Ramos. Flicked along. Some space for Bentley to cross. There are no white shirts to greet it. Villalobos. And Robledo is sent tumbling. Michael Knapp, no hesitation, into the book. First Chattanooga man to receive a yellow card tonight. That yellow card presented by, you guessed it, Paris Law Firm.
Paris Law Firm yellow card has been issued to number 66 for Chattanooga.
I mean, it is unnecessary. Some may say cynical. Knapp complained, but not a lot of room for argument. And that is the double-edged sword, isn't it? This is a side that focuses on winning duels, making life difficult for your opponent between the 18s. Every time you play Chattanooga, it will be a grueling affair, a physical affair, especially with this iteration of players that will press you, and they will not hesitate to fly into challenges. That is the byproduct, though, that comes with it. Probably a few more yellow cards than most. Hernandez comes loose to Desdune. Numbers in support. Alaribe is looking for Desdune on the return ball. A little too much mustard on it. It is an interesting clash, this, beyond the obvious intrigue surrounding a first ever meeting. When you look at Chattanooga, this is a side that has been in the league since its inaugural season. And successes come in ebbs and flows. They've been through their fair share of managerial turnover. Scott McKenzie's been at the helm since the tail end of 2023. And he's been trusted with the ability to put his imprint on this squad. It is a side that 3 years back did make the USL League One final. Since then, no playoff appearances, though. Alassane just runs into traffic. It's won back by Nab. Ayambila. loanee from Miami FC. And then obviously on the other side of things, you face off a legacy club, one that ranks in the top 5 all-time in the league in points, against the new kids on the block, one that has spent significant money to bring in top talents from across the USL pyramid and beyond. Here's one of those in Villalobos. Flattered it right off Des Dune's back. Martinez. Hit the 45-minute threshold. All eyes on our 4th official. Villalobos again. It is 6 minutes of added time, separating us from intermission. Alassane. Plato just losing his grip on it. Vasquez. Scott McKenzie has mentioned that despite his side being down on a number of occasions, they have rallied. Of course, the New Jersey Alliance penalty shootout victory comes to mind. Last week, battled back from 2 separate 1-goal deficits to snatch a draw against Tormenta at the death. So despite a side that maybe isn't known for its attacking prowess just yet, they have flashed an ability to grab goals in key moments. And the longer this wears on, if the scoreline remains within striking distance, you wonder how nerves will set in next half. Obviously a long way before that becomes a proposition. John Hope to take this set piece for Chattanooga. Walefi. Direct to Ramos. Immediately snuffed out by Osvaldo Ley. And Walmer Martinez also in the vicinity. Hernandez on the long throw. Flicked on by Waters. It was into the quarter of uncertainty, but Bentley's path was impeded. Relatively routine for Aviles in the end. We've made so much about Villalobos at the double against his former club. Aviles was the starting goalkeeper for the Chattanooga side that reached the USL League One final in 2022. 2 seasons with Chattanooga. Fell out of the 11 by his time there. Spent last year with Central Valley. And now moving from NorCal to SoCal here in 2025. Martinez's challenge was overzealous, according to our lead official. Just yet. Omar Hernandez to deliver. And, well, that won't change anything. Abu Alasan. He's sent tumbling. And Chattanooga with one final free kick to cope with before the half is out. Into the final minute of the added 6. AV Alta with a 2-1 advantage that adequately reflects its dominance thus far. Villalobos, it's a loose challenge, and it's one that will yield another booking. Jordan Ayambila, the second Chattanooga man in the book. Yet another Paris Law Firm yellow card. Our 5th combined in this half. Simple flick, challenge comes late. No hesitation from our official. The Miami FC loanee in the book. This may be our final involvement of this first half. And there is the halftime whistle. Alta fell behind early against the grain, but a brace from Jimmy Villalobos allowing them to flip the script before intermission. Chattanooga with work to do. Jimmy Villalobos, the star man, battling through shoulder troubles and banging 2 sensational goals in the first 50 plus of play. Matt Bentley on the other side opened the scoring in the 4th minute from the spot. He is the lone bright spot, though, for Chattanooga Red Wolves at this point. After 45 minutes and change, the scoreline is AV Alta 2, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. A pair of lovely team goals from Jimmy Villalobos, allowing Alta to establish separation before the break. We'll step aside briefly here on ESPN Plus when we return a look around USL League One on this edition of USL League One After Dark. Stick with us.
Life is about making connections, and AVTA is your way to connect with the rest of the Antelope Valley. AVTA connects you to your friends, your family, local services and businesses, healthcare, even where you work. At AVTA, we make your connections possible. Get on board today. AVTA empowers mobility, getting people where they need to be safely, timely, and cost-effectively.
I can learn my way.
I can learn my way.
Learn for Life High Schools, completely free. Enroll anytime.
Toyota of Lancaster's Buy Local and Save sales event is on. Come down today to save big on hundreds of vehicles in stock. Cars, SUVs, trucks, hybrids, and more. We have new vehicles arriving daily. In the market for a used vehicle? Toyota of Lancaster has a massive selection of used and Toyota certified used vehicles to choose from. Drive with confidence in the vehicle you deserve. Bad credit? No problem. Toyota of Lancaster will make your vehicle purchase safe, simple, and fun. Shop online at toyotaoflancaster.com. Toyota of Lancaster. Buy local and save.
We are back here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium, where at halftime in front of another packed crowd, the scoreline is AV Alta 2, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. It was an eventful first half. It also was an eventful week in USL League One as you get your look at the USL League One Team of the Week. Some AV Alta representation. 3 players, and of course, Vanny Clark named Coach of the Week after the 2-0 victory over Westchester. Alaribe and Villalobos scoring both in the team. Aviles keeping a clean sheet. He is also there as well. In terms of March, it was a busy slate in the USL kickoff. Our coach of the month is the leader of Expansion Club FC Naples, Matt Poland, who led Naples to an unbeaten month. They win again tonight to match the record for most victories unbeaten in an inaugural season. Matt Poland receives rewards in turn. He is our coach of the month for March in USL League One. Well, now it's time to take a look at some of the standout moments from across this week and beyond. Take a look at this week's goal of the week here at USL League One.
The words of Vanny Clark, one of his prized possessions. Here's Villalobos! Breaking the hearts of fans last last week. And filling them here this evening at Lancaster Municipal Stadium.
Moving the ball up high. Here comes Castro. Left wide for Evans, who cuts it in. A beautiful cross, an even better stop. Matt Levy takes one off the board. Henderlong laying it off. Now cut back into Onan, who dummies away. Henderlong hammers home. FC Naples light up the sky. Sliding wide. O'Connor on to Henderlong. And tapped back in. The flag has stayed down, and Naples gnaw themselves free.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Are you wondering who belongs at Antelope Valley College? Let me introduce you to some students.
Dreamers.
Career builders.
Transfer students.
Working parents.
Veterans.
Student athletes.
First-generation students.
In short, you belong at AVC.
We're here for you, so visit avc.edu and apply today.
We welcome you back to Lancaster Municipal Stadium, where the scoreline at halftime is AV Alta 2, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. AV Alta flipping the scoreline on its head to take a one-goal lead in an intermission in front of another capacity crowd here in Lancaster. It's time to take a look around USL League One, starting with some news and notes. Coach and Player of the Month dominated by FC Naples. We showed you Matt Poland, also Carson Henderlong named Player of the Month for the month of March after scoring 4 league goals. He leads all scorers in the Golden Boot race. Meanwhile, AV Alta, we've spotlighted it all night in front of 5,433 fans, earning their first league win in their inaugural league home match. And then finally, a league record 9 clubs playing in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup next week. Both of the teams involved in this fixture in Alta and Chattanooga will be amongst it in the U.S. Open Cup. Looking around the league this week, it has been busy. 3 matches have gone final. A 4th comes tomorrow. Naples winning yet again against Richmond Kickers to match the record for most games unbeaten in a team to open a team's inaugural season. You also see Tormenta defeating Portland to end their unbeaten run to begin the campaign. And then finally, to round out the weekend, Spokane hosting Texoma, the first ever meeting between those two clubs, both who started their campaigns in the last 2 years. Of course, all of our times listed in Pacific time. That's your look around USL League One and what to look forward to tomorrow afternoon on the West Coast. Our score here at halftime, Alta carrying a 2-1 advantage in front of a party-like atmosphere in Lancaster. Jimmy Villalobos' brace is what separates the two sides. We will take a quick breather here on ESPN Plus and then more on the halftime show here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium.
Insurance companies are not your friend. In fact, their sole job is to make certain you get as little as possible at a time when you need it the most. At the Paris Law Firm, we have a long track record of forcing insurance companies to pay you every penny that you're owed. If you've been hurt in a crash, call us at the Paris Law Firm so we can help you in your time of need.
At Edwards Federal Credit Union, we're proud to be the only financial institution born and raised right here in the Antelope Valley. That means we know what our community needs because we are the community. Whether you're buying a home, starting a business, or planning for your future, we've got you covered with the products and services tailored to your needs. From everyday banking to life's biggest milestones, we're here for you every step of the way. Edwards Federal Credit Union, everything you need right here at home.
When it comes to healthcare, you want all aspects of your care to connect and to work in harmony. Introducing Southwest Healthcare, a comprehensive network of care working together to serve you and your loved ones. Palmdale Regional Medical Center is proud to be a part of this new, expanded system. Our goal is to provide high-quality healthcare services that benefit you, your family, and our entire community. Experience health in harmony today with the new Southwest Healthcare.
Welcome back to the Antelope Valley. It's time for our look back at the first half, and it was a fast start for Chattanooga. Zaire Vasquez threw on goal, and then the foul on Matt Bentley. You see Aviles leave his boot dangling, gets none of the ball, all of Bentley, and Bentley burying it in the 4th minute to give Chattanooga Red Wolves a surprise advantage. But 8 minutes later, Jimmy Villalobos with a response, one that is oddly reminiscent of his tally against Westchester last week. Cut inside, Villalobos running onto it, a bar-down banger to level the scoreline in the 12th minute. And there was more where that came from. You could argue the second time even better than the first. It was a loose giveaway, Emmanuel Alaribe running onto it, and then from there, the rest is history. Des Dune's effort clattering off John Hope. It falls so sweetly to Villalobos, who connects with it purely into the bottom left. 2 terrific goals, the next one better than the first. Villalobos enters halftime with a brace on a hat trick, his goal separating the two squads after 45. Here's your look at the halftime stats. You see a 6-3 shots advantage from Alta, dominating possession, north of 70%. I'd say that the scoreline reflects the dominance. You could even argue the way these numbers shake out, perhaps Alta should be leading by multiple goals. Chattanooga has put 2 on target, but since their opener has frankly struggled massively. Both those shots coming in the first 5 minutes, one of which was from the penalty spot. The only other thing that sticks out to me, 5 combined yellow cards presented by Paris Law Firm, 3 for the hosts, 2 for the visitors. We knew it would be a physical affair. The card numbers suggest that. 5 players having to walk the tightrope, and it will become a test of Scott McKenzie and Brian Claben to figure out how they manage that peril for both their sides. Teams back out on the pitch, just about ready for the start of this second half. We will get you any changes when we have word. AV Alta and Chattanooga Red Wolves locking horns for the first time ever. It is an intriguing matchup between two coaches that have never been opposite numbers. Of course, Brian Klaben, his first season at the helm of AV Alta, someone who was in the developmental ranks at LA Galaxy, Chivas USA, and LAFC, a fixture in the SoCal youth development ranks. Now he becomes a head coach and makes that transition. Scott McKenzie, meanwhile, a native of the United Kingdom, who made the move over to the States to coach in the USL League Two ranks with Park City Red Wolves. Got the call up to Chattanooga at the tail end of 2023 and inspired them through the end of what was otherwise a difficult campaign. He has been the head man ever since and is hoping that this group can revitalize a club that has not reached the playoffs since 2022. Carlos Aviles, a rather uneventful first half other than the opening 5 minutes. Conceding the penalty, a scenario that frankly wasn't fully his fault, although caught in no man's land after the initial stop. And not much he could do about the penalty. It was placed to perfection by Matt Bentley, who's become something of an expert from 12 yards for the Red Wolves. Team's back out. We are just about set to get things back underway. It has been a lively atmosphere, a rowdy atmosphere here in the Antelope Valley, and you would expect nothing less for a club that nearly set the record for attendance by a team in its inaugural home league match. Chattanooga has had to contend with those elements. We'll see if they can send the capacity crowd home rather disappointed. So far, no changes have been reported. You get your look at Michael Knapp. He is one of the 5 men combined across both sides who sits on a yellow card. Only 2 Chattanooga men are grappling with the yellow. It is 3, including the goalkeeper and Aviles for AV Alta, that at least have to consider whether a challenge is worth it or not. It will be Alta to get us back underway. They'll be going left to right on your screen. Chattanooga right to left, attacking in front of the 661, the supporter section of AV Alta. Back underway. 45 minutes separate us from a key result in this early season USL League One battle. Will it be Alta earning a victory that would reflect the statistical numbers? Or will it be Chattanooga spoiling the party here in Lancaster? Pelivanov is thrust into an awkward situation, and Chattanooga can cue up their first proper corner kick of the night. It is a Toyota of Lancaster corner kick, the first for the Red Wolves. And we've said it a number of times, but Brian Klaben explicitly specified set-piece defense as a key area against this Chattanooga side. Zaire Vasquez gets his first opportunity to whip in a ball here. Within swing, doesn't clear the first line of defense, and we will run it right back.
That is another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick.
Another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Vasquez getting target practice slowly but surely. Back post this time. No one there to greet it. Runs all the way through to Ramos. Does keep it in play. Waters. Cross in. It's dangerous. It falls for Vasquez. Still loose. But Alta able to take the snuff out of it. Given the danger area that was in, you would have fancied Chattanooga to make a better chance of it. Terrific ball from Waters. Perhaps Vasquez should have hit this first time, because then the chance goes by the wayside. First real bit of peril we've seen for Aviles since the penalty.
Thank you.
Hernandez. This is Walefi, the captain for Chattanooga Red Wolves. One of the longest tenured players in league history. 7 straight campaigns with Chattanooga. Has emerged as a fixture of this club. Ayambila hunting the run of Matt Bentley. Cleared only as far as Michael Knapp. It's a promising start for Chattanooga here in the second. Desdoon lost his footing. Knapp. Well, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into the Antelope Valley. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. It is a 2-1 lead for AV Alta FC. Both goals scored by Jimmy Villalobos in the first half. The second better than the first. Score was opened by Bentley from the penalty spot for Chattanooga. Equalizer came 8 minutes later. And then Villalobos struck again. And that is where we sit as we approach the 50-minute threshold. It has been a match AV Alta has dominated for the most part, imposing their possession, attack-based style on the match. Question is, can Chattanooga manufacture enough chances to get back in this? Managed to do so against a Tormenta side last week that had the edge performance-wise at times. Resilience has been the calling card for the Red Wolves on this young campaign, according to Scott McKenzie. Ball towards Alaribe. Alassane. Cruz. Well, oddly enough for Chattanooga, we've mentioned the 5 matches unbeaten to open the year, but we also have mentioned the no wins. And what's interesting about this is this Chattanooga side, as a club, despite opening the year on its longest unbeaten run to begin a season in club history, they have not won a league match in the last 13 games. Their last USL League One victory, in league play specifically, came on July 27th of last year against Union Omaha. That was a 1-0 victory in which many would argue it was against the grain. They've snatched a ton of draws and points since. They're in danger of going 14 consecutive league games without a victory. Should they drop even a point tonight, let alone 3? It's a squad that ended the year winless in its final 10 league matches, and that's what doomed it to an 11th place finish of 12 teams last season. Villalobos. Nearly received it back. You see Chattanooga trying to establish more of a possessional foothold in this match. They almost have to salvage a result at this point. Need to do so without opening themselves up, though. We've already seen AV Alta counter with ferocity tonight. Knapp. Spraying it wide. Fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. your ticket to great seats. Well, I'll tell you what, any fan who got a ticket to Lancaster Municipal Stadium tonight got a great one, because there's hardly a bad seat in the house tonight. And if the first two league matches are any indication, it has been a very fun atmosphere. Last week, flirting with capacity records, at least for a team's inaugural home match. Here's the ball from Hernandez, and it evades everyone in white for the time being. Villalobos, snatched back by Walefi. Over the top for Omar Hernandez, and the flag was raised. If you're looking for a game changer, number 17 in white might not be a bad option. Himself and Matt Bentley have combined for all 7 of Chattanooga's goals across all competitions thus far. Bentley with 4, Hernandez with 3, and a goal last week from the spot as well. Osvaldo Ley, Panamanian defensive midfielder. Al-Assad. A rare loose pass from him. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. We trudge towards the hour mark here in Lancaster. 2-1 advantage for AV Alta FC over Chattanooga Red Wolves. Matt Bentley opening the scoring. A brace from Villalobos allowing Alta to flip it on its head. And a deserved lead given the performance thus far. Still hunting more carnage though. This is Sebastian Cruz. Robledo. Al-Assad. Robledo again. AV Alta starting to kick it into gear. Desdoon. Belivanov. Back in his natural center back role tonight with Miguel Pajaro not in the side. You see Brian Claben continuing to pace the touchline. The project beginning to coalesce perhaps quicker than he could have hoped. And when talking to him, he mentioned it would take time, especially for the attacking bit to come together. He said in preseason, actually, as you see this slip from Aviles, just in a narrow situation there. Defensively, they were further along. Felt there were some lapses defensively in the first 2 games, which contributed to those opening 2 league losses. They've started to tighten things up since, and the attack has evolved into a sight for sore eyes over the course of the last couple weeks. Starting to find the goals in mass, and another multi-goal display tonight. Working towards Villalobos, still sitting on that hat trick. Alaribe has options. This is Emmanuel Alaribe. Appeared he was aiming for the near post. Didn't quite contact it sweetly enough. he did have an option on the far side here. It's well worked by Villalobos, who just picks out Alaribe in space, drops the shoulder and tries to go near post, and it appeared he just contacted it with the wrong bit of his boot. Martinez. Seems like every time there's a bout of Chattanooga possession, AV Alta is able to respond, knock it about, and calm the tenor down. Settling in after a somewhat rockier start to the second half by their standards tonight. Cruz. Desdune. Whistle sounds. Well, our head official wants to discuss something, and he's trudging towards the Chattanooga bench. There's a Chattanooga player receiving some medical attention. Quick look at Omar Hernandez as Pedro Hernandez gets set to enter the fray. He'll replace Zaire Vasquez, who created the initial trouble which led to Matt Bentley's penalty. Is Pedro Hernandez, someone who's been deployed further forward this year for Chattanooga Red Wolves, who will replace Vasquez on the front line.
During the game, number 14, Pedro Hernandez.
Hernandez, 25 years of age, a product of Cal State Monterey Bay. He has spent the entirety of his four-season pro career with Chattanooga Red Wolves. It appears perhaps, though, they're not done making chess moves just yet, as Omar Hernandez's night may come to a premature conclusion. That it does. He's replaced by Alassane.
Number 17, Omar Hernandez.
Two like-for-like changes on the front line.
Substitution.
Alassane has flashed some dynamism, won the penalty that led to Bentley's equalizer against Tormenta last week. 19 years old, out of Kai Storm's Academy in Ghana. Someone who's already made his debut for the Ghanaian U20 youth national team. Some changes along the front line as Chattanooga seeks to revolutionize the state of affairs. Beyond the hour mark, those are our first chess moves by either side. Alassane for Omar Hernandez, Pedro Hernandez for Zaire Vasquez. Livanov. Villalobos. Osvaldo Ley. Looking long for Cruz. Flag immediately is raised. Fans, all of those subs presented by Waste Management. You wonder when Brian Claben starts to make alterations as well. Alasan shrugged off it by Pelivanov. Villalobos again. Looking long. Smith is off his line and out of the box. Dealt with rather confidently, though. Another interesting dynamic that may percolate into this match on the subs front is both teams play in the Open Cup next week. For Chattanooga Red Wolves, that match comes Tuesday. It's at Las Vegas Lights. So no surprise that maybe they're first to their very thin subs bench, by the way, tonight. As one of the substitutes, Alasan, is dealing with a knock in one of his first involvements. It's a Chattanooga team that only brought 16 to California, one of which was Ricardo Jerez, their backup goalkeeper. So it's a very thin bench. They've used 2 of their 4 available outfield substitutions, as Alasan looks to walk this off. Meanwhile, Alta, a more full squad and a team that also has an additional few days to think about things. They play Orange County in the Open Cup in a couple days' time.
It'll be in the security office.
That comes actually on Tuesday. Chattanooga's comes Wednesday. You talk to Brian Claben, though, on the subject of squad depth. He says he feels very confident in the number of bodies he's able to play. This is a squad that still has 1 to 2 lads battling some preseason knocks, and yet they've played 20 deep already. And they have the ability to rotate or make early alterations with the Open Cup fixture in mind. With the way both teams have approached this, though, playing relatively full-strength squads, it appears clear where the priorities lie thus far. Cruz. Robledo sent to the deck. Referee says play on. One back by Knapp. Leffy looking long. Alasan chasing. And lost his footing. It's been that kind of frustration for Chattanooga through 65 minutes and change. Can they change it here? Will Leffy. Laying it off for Pedro Hernandez. Cleaned up confidently. Now numbers on the break for Alta. Terrific ball to Cruz. Flashing it back into the middle. Plato was giving chase, as was Martinez. Ultimately comes to nothing. And Michael Knapp is slow to return to his feet. As comprehensive as this performance has been, it still sits on a knife edge. A third would go a long way to quell any nerves. Won't come here, though, with the offside flag up. Well, now it's time for Brian Claben to go to his reserves. Lalo Blancas is getting set to enter, the dynamic attacking midfielder. who logged an assist in the inaugural home league match a week ago. He is the first alteration AV Alta makes tonight. He will replace Emmanuel Alaribe, who put forth a strong performance. The attacking midfielder Blancas replaces him. Not known as being a true out-and-out forward, but during his time with the Town FC had his moments as a center forward. And the goal-scoring numbers certainly indicate he's comfortable in the final third. Scored 26 goals in 83 appearances during his time in MLS Next Pro. Here's Ramos, still loose. Pelivanov first to it. That was a waste management substitution, by the way. Pelivanov may have a couple unwanted bruises tomorrow morning. See Alassane, who lays it off to Ramos. And it's Pelivanov who wins this foot race and pays the price. But it is an effort which drew the widespread applause of the 661. Brian Claben raves about him. 21 years of age, a natural center back that, apart from tonight, has opened the year out of position at right back. Brian Claben says he's taken to the position like he's played it his whole life. And before coming to USL League One, so much experience in high-level scenarios in the Bulgarian top 2 tiers. Spent the bulk of his time in Bulgaria in the 2nd tier, but did make 10 apps in the top flight as well. And he has been a mainstay in the lineup regardless of position for AV Alta thus far. Into the final 20 minutes of the initial 90. It is still AV Alta in control, but they have yet to kill it off. Well, time to touch on our Palmdale Regional Injury Report. There's none listed for AV Alta. Meanwhile, for Chattanooga Red Wolves, 2 players, Mercer and Wessels, out again. Johnny Philippe also not included in the squad. As both teams get ready to make more changes. First will be Chattanooga Red Wolves. It is Michael Knapp who puts a close to his day. He is replaced by Omar Gomez in the center of the park. Gomez slightly more attack-minded than Knapp, as Chattanooga starts to chase this lead. Villalobos laying it off. Cross comes in. No Joshua Green kits to greet it. Gomez, a 24-year-old, was released by the club this offseason, but rejoined in late March. Now makes his 3rd consecutive sub appearance in league play for Chattanooga here. Iambila looking long towards Alassane. Pelivanov hardly putting a foot wrong, wins that race again. Alassane. As things stand, if this result were to hold, albeit a very young season, AV Alta would climb into the top 6. This is an issue for Aviles, who just gets it out of his feet. Desdune. Ayambila winning it back. Turn from Pedro Hernandez. Gomez's first involvement now. Alassane. Appeals for corner. Ones that appear to have been granted.
The Toyota of Lancaster corner kick.
Another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Alassane getting a chance to deliver, but a substitution to concern ourselves with first. Joaquin Acuna, the regular substitute, a former star at the University of North Florida, will replace Jimmy Villalobos, the man who's made the difference tonight, earning a well-deserved applause from the home crowd. Our substitution presented by Waste Management. Villalobos, the brace provider, who has made a strong case for a second consecutive goal of the week and a potential player of the week nod, replaced by the much younger Joaquin Acuna, who will look to finish this off on a high note. 21-year-old Acuna, native of Golden Gate, Florida. First involvement comes against a Chattanooga corner kick. Alassane to take. Just the third of the night for the Red Wolves. Low ball, flicked along. It ran through to Kinsner, who couldn't keep it down. They say it did take a deflection off of an AV Alta player, though. Just like that, Chattanooga's winning the corner battle. Their fourth of the evening, all of which have come in this second half. The resilient Red Wolves up for it yet again this week. Floated towards the back post. Second ball in, overcooked. Well, if you're just joining us tonight, we welcome you to USL League One After Dark. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action from the Antelope Valley this evening. It has been a rowdy crowd. The 661 enjoying all they've seen. Their side leads 2-1 against Chattanooga Red Wolves. A brace in the first half from Jimmy Villalobos, allowing them to flip the tide after falling behind in the 4th minute on Matt Bentley's spot kick. Should make for an intriguing final 15, though. Strange things happen in this league. Cross comes in! There's the equalizer! Out of thin air, Chattanooga level, and it's Pedro Hernandez who strikes. Well, we said strange things happen. There is the strange twist of fate. Chattanooga with very little threat in the final third all half, but Hernandez running onto it and bashing it by Aviles, who has no chance top right corner at full extension, can't reach it. And it's Bentley who strikes. Hernandez grabbing the ball, Bentley equalizing. And a brace for Matt Bentley as Chattanooga Red Wolves pull themselves level. Goal presented by Snow Orthodontics. It is Matt Bentley who rushed onto it and bagged the equalizer. A brace by him. His 5th of the year in all competitions. So it's Matt Bentley who bags the equalizer in the 79th minute. Scored the penalty in the 4th. And he was one of the top players Scott McKenzie raved about. Said we brought him in because he's relentless up front. His pressing, his runs in behind. This time a run to the near post makes the difference. Scott McKenzie discovering him towards the tail end of the 2023 campaign when he had first taken the helm of Chattanooga. And he scored against Chattanooga for Richmond Kickers and sent Chattanooga trailing 1-0 into halftime. It was that moment where Scott McKenzie thought, that's the type of player I want on my team. And when it came time to bringing him back from overseas at Maidstone United, he did just that. Final 10 minutes, a 2-2 scoreline here in the Antelope Valley. It may come against the grain. No complaints from Chattanooga, though. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Inside the final 10 minutes in what is shaping up to be a thriller here in Lancaster. AV Alta seemed in control of things, substituted their brace-providing hero Villalobos. But Matt Bentley providing a brace of his own with an equalizer in the 79th. And that is where we find ourselves. And the question now is, could Chattanooga snatch a winner from a set piece? This is Pedro Hernandez. Another cross in, flicked along towards Waters. Just like that, Chattanooga fully on the front foot. A complete reversal from the bulk of these 90 minutes. Terrific ball through, and Bentley can't quite latch onto it. Acuna in a tussle Flag stays down. Still not properly dealt with. Martinez, no whistle from the referee. And back by Mastrantonio. Martinez. Desdoon. Dancing to the byline, brought down in the area. Referee points to the spot. Chattanooga incensed. AV Alta a chance to go right back in front. Well, you see Desdoon dancing. It's a late challenge. It is one that the referee immediately blows for. Toby John Hope is the man who conceded it. One could say controversial. The home fans won't complain. It appears Joaquin Acuna is the man who will take. The substitute who came on for Villalobos. Someone who was a goal-scoring machine just a season ago at North Florida. He hunts his first professional goal against Jason Smith in an attempt to power the home side back in front. Acuna against Smith. In front of a packed section of AV Alta supporters. Acuna converts! A first professional goal to put the hosts right back in front. Joaquin Acuna, cool as you like. Desdoon's brought down here. It is still a questionable penalty. It's one that Chattanooga cannot believe was given. But Acuna placing it to perfection in the bottom left. Jason Smith guesses the right way, it doesn't matter. Joaquin Acuna, the substitute, his first professional goal from 12 yards, and what a time for it. Someone who before tonight had yet to log a shot in the pro ranks. He provides the would-be winner presented by Snow Orthodontics. And now wholesale changes as both sides look to produce a result. Walmer Martinez will vacate for Asha Pullen in a like-for-like swap. Meanwhile, Eric Seja will also enter for Osvaldo Ley. There was also a change by Chattanooga. As you see the two changes presented by Waste Management for AV Alta FC. It's Asha Pullen for Walmer Martinez. And then it is Eric Seja for Osvaldo Ley. On the other side, Owen Green replacing Joshua Ramos in a like-for-like swap on the right flank. So those are your changes, 2 for Alta, 1 for Chattanooga. Red Wolves with 2.5 minutes and stoppage time to chase an equalizer yet again. Matt Bentley still on the pitch, has a brace to his name. He figured they'd look directly for him, and they do. Ayambila. Now to play for Chattanooga corner.
Play Toyota of Lancaster corner kick.
Can Chattanooga produce the magic one more time? Doesn't clear the first line of defense. Rapidly approaching the final minute of the initial 90. It's about time for Scott McKenzie and company to throw caution to the wind. On the other hand, Alta won't be shy about knocking it about. Blancas. Another surge forward. Acuna. Ayambila. It will be 6 minutes of added time. It's a number that will likely elicit groans from the home support, provide renewed hope for the visitors. Long throw from Green. It's loose. Alassane was first to it. And a corner in the offing. Yet another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. This could be the most crucial of the night. Taken short. Alassane's cross, bends it towards goal. What a stop that is from Aviles. Just got a glove to it. And we'll run it back from the opposite flank this time.
Another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick.
We'll keep Alassane on corner duty. This time without swing. Bentley races to it. Alassane shoved to the deck. One back by Pedro Hernandez. Well, fans, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Midway through stoppage time, Joaquin Acuna, in line to be the hero tonight from 12 yards, is down after a coming together between himself and a convoy of Chattanooga midfielders. As things stand, a hectic night for Aviles. In line to result in yet another 3 points. Not much he could do, though, about either goal. Especially the second. It was so well taken by Matt Bentley. perhaps some unnecessary stress as far as he's concerned. I don't think he'll complain if they can see out the 3 points. Chattanooga is still waiting on the restart. AV Alta out of subs, so they cannot make a change. So if Acuna is not able to continue, they will be down to 10 for the remainder of the night. You know how this could add to the plot. A victory that would be more circuitous than AV Alta would have hoped. It would still be 3 points nonetheless. He's slow to his feet. And walking gingerly. He's looking for one final surge forward. Matt Bentley has been the target man all night. Another brace to his name. The question is, can he provide a hat trick and continue the Chattanooga unbeaten run to open the season? As things stand, it is Joaquin Acuna, the substitute, who's set to make the difference with his first professional goal. I figure we will go well beyond the 6 minutes now. Kinsner toward Bentley. One back. Alassane. Brought down. All ball according to our official. Corner on the way.
And another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick.
Alassane has had a number of deliveries from this near side. Has yet to truly test Aviles and company. Arcing in near post. Cleared away with aplomb. And now space to break for AV Alta. This is Desdune. Looking ahead. Destination corner flag for Sebastian Cruz and company. Well beyond the 6 minutes. Figure we'll let it run 1 to 2 more given the injury stoppage. Robledo. It could be the final foray forward for Chattanooga. Do they have one last gasp? Green appeals for handball. Referee immediately waving them away. And the Chattanooga forwards are incensed. That will be a talking point after the final whistle blows. Green overzealous against Desdude. And now shown the yellow for his troubles.
The Paris law firm yellow card issued to number 8, Leafy.
Paris law firm yellow card given to Owen Green, the substitute. And at any moment now, Chattanooga's quest for a point may come to a close. Is there time for one final break? Now 3 minutes beyond the added 6. Blasted by Kinsner. Flicked along. Bentley toward Hernandez. Falls for Walefi. Ayambila. Back post cross. Headed right into Aviles's gloves. It was Bentley in the mix again. Kinsner. And there is the final whistle. A dramatic 3-2 victory for AV Alta tonight. A match in which they controlled mostly from wire to wire, pegged back late, but Joaquin Acuna's 85th minute spot kick making the final difference. A hard-fought win by Brian Kleiben and company. A difficult loss to stomach, which ends Chattanooga's unbeaten run to open the year. It finishes AV Alta 3, Chattanooga Red Wolves 2 after 90 minutes. A thrilling affair in the Antelope Valley tonight. We will step aside briefly here on ESPN Plus. Brian Kleiben and company earn a 3-2 victory here in Lancaster. Stick with us.
Life is about making connections, and AVTA is your way to connect with the rest of the Antelope Valley. AVTA connects you to your friends, your family, local services and businesses, healthcare, even where you work. At AVTA, we make your connections possible. Get on board today. AVTA empowers mobility, getting people where they need to be safely, timely, and cost-effectively.
Toyota of Lancaster's Buy Local and Save sales event is on. Come down today to save big on hundreds of vehicles in stock. Cars, SUVs, trucks, hybrids, and more. We have new vehicles arriving daily in the market for a used vehicle. Toyota of Lancaster has a massive selection of used and Toyota certified used vehicles to choose from. Drive with confidence in the vehicle you deserve. Bad credit, no problem. Toyota of Lancaster will make your vehicle purchase safe, simple, and fun. Shop online at toyotaoflancaster.com. Toyota of Lancaster. Buy local and save.
Are you wondering who belongs at Antelope Valley College? Let me introduce you to some students.
Dreamers.
Career builders.
Transfer students.
Working parents.
Veterans.
Student athletes.
First generation students.
In short, you belong at AVC.
We're here for you, so visit avc.edu and apply today.
We welcome you back to Lancaster Municipal Stadium, where AV Alta earns a hard-fought 3-2 victory to move into the top 6 of the USL League One standings. It is that man number 9 and Joshua Green who made the difference. Meanwhile, Jimmy Villalobos a brace to grab all the headlines in the opening 45 minutes. AV Alta pegged back late, but they find the winner and they earn 3 points as we get a look back at the full-time highlights here from Lancaster. We pick things up early on. A penalty given away by Carlos Aviles, a loose challenge on Bentley, who steps up from the spot, sends him the wrong way, slots it in the bottom right. But Jimmy Villalobos, a near-instant retort 8 minutes later. Excellent build-up, cruise toward the byline and outside of the boot cross, and Villalobos bashes it bar down to level the scoreline in the 12th minute. But if you thought number 21 was done, you would be wrong. In the 37th minute, arguably topping the effort from 25 minutes prior. Emmanuel Alaribe latching onto the loose pass. Desdune bashing it off the defender, but then it falls so nicely for Villalobos, who connects with it sweetly into the bottom left to put AV Alta in front. And we thought, all right, that may do it. They're dominating proceedings. Matt Bentley and company, though, with other ideas. Chattanooga, one of their few breaks forward in the second. This is a terrific ball. Bentley connecting first time, burying it in the top right corner to put Chattanooga Red Wolves back in front. Or back level, I should say. And then in the 84th minute, a penalty conceded. Desdune brought down in the box by Toby John Hope. It's a question whether it is a penalty. Acuna leaves no questions from 12 yards, though. Slots it in the bottom left to put AV Alta in front for good with his first professional goal. And here's your look at the full-time stats. AV Alta dominating the possession element of things. Oddly enough, though, despite Chattanooga being on the back foot for large spells of the match, they win the shots and shots on goal battle. They put more efforts towards Carlos Aviles than AV Alta did towards Jason Smith. But it doesn't matter because AV Alta is so clinical, scoring with all 3 of their shots on target to earn their first victory in the first ever meeting with Chattanooga Red Wolves. Well, what a thrilling affair this was. A 5-goal battle between AV Alta and Chattanooga Red Wolves, but the hosts come out on top to move into the top 6 in USL League One. For our terrific crew from Lancaster, I'm Sam Goldfarb saying so long from Municipal Stadium, where AV Alta FC wins a 3-2 thriller. Joaquin Acuna's last-minute winner making the difference. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.